Did you all see this? A male student who identifies as transgender took first place in the girls' 400-meter race to Portland Interscholastic League Championship. It was in the semifinals. Now, as you can see, he is destroying the competition. Absolutely destroying it. You know, he beats these girls by like 100 meters, 75 meters. I mean, absolutely destroys it. So I posted this yesterday with the comment that said, hey, a male absolutely crushed a bunch of girls in a Portland, 400-meter race. He will now compete in the finals. Hey, Dems, do you support this? Why or why not? Why or why not? Okay, so a gentleman named Integrity Gamer, all right, and his logo is United States Marine Corps. So if he served, thank you for your service. However, I want you to see the logic of the Democrats and how they kind of spin these things, and they don't want to answer the question, but they give you some kind of far out example that makes all of this insanity okay. He says there are more important issues to concern ourselves with than made up Republican social issues. So we're just making this stuff up. No, it's very real, sir. And I said, made up, that's rich. Way to deflect and not address a very unethical and serious question in our country. He said, made the F up. That's all this trans drag queen book banning crap is. It's done to rile up the bigoted base and hide the fact that Republicans haven't passed squat, obviously I'm using other words than what he used, in Congress. Distraction from their crappy legislation. Kind of agree with the Congress statement. And I looked him up and I said, I like your gaming without cheating quote. That was his like tagline, his statement on X. So watching, this is the question I asked him. So watching a biological man absolutely crush these girls in this race is integrous? Question mark. And I said, if you served in the Marines, thank you for your service. Which again, anybody that served this wonderful country gets my respect. And his reply, is it a job? It's friendly competition at best. The genders will always be in indirect competition with each other. Olivia Pichardo is competing against men. Nobody is saying she shouldn't. Fairness goes both ways. So I looked up Olivia Pichardo, and she is in fact indeed a woman who is playing on, I think, a minor league baseball team. So here's their kind of narrative. They're saying, okay, we have a female, and I'm sure there's other female competing with biological men throughout the world. But that's not the point. See, the biological man, the DNA, has a genetic advantage in competition. That has been proven to be 100% factual. You can't get away from that. I don't care what you say. Biological men are more superior physically than a biological woman. That's just fact. That's just what it is. So it's not right for a biological man to identify as something else and then compete against girls. It's not. I don't care how you spin it. They have a genetic advantage. They truly do. And so if there is a biological female that wants to compete and she's good enough to make the team, if she's good enough to make the squad, I think that's fantastic. I have nothing against that. But to claim that it should be fair both ways, it's not. And if a biological woman is indeed, in fact, good enough to play with men at some level of sports, I see nothing wrong with that. But however, the opposite does not make it true. All right? It's not. These poor girls, these poor young ladies who have been training, most of them, some of them, their entire lives to compete. And this guy completely destroys the competition. He plays first. So then I don't know who moves on to the finals. I'm sure it's the first, second, third place or whatever they do in Portland. However, what about the girl who finished fourth and fifth who doesn't have a shot at the finals? I just think that's wrong. See, what I really feel the logical solution is to create their own division. Kind of like the Special Olympics. The Special Olympics has a weekend, has like a national gig that they do, that they all get there and they feel loved and they feel supported. It's a great event. I love the Special Olympics. I support the Special Olympics. We should do that with the transgenders. Because the Dems, what they say is like, everyone should be loved. Everyone should be supported. We shouldn't hate. And I agree with all of that. However, what about the poor female athletes who are getting basically thrown to the curb and their feelings don't matter and they don't feel loved and they're not supported and they're just supposed to take it? I don't feel that's right. So if you are transgender, and I do not care, this is America, you can be whatever the hell you want. However, if you are a transgender, then I feel that we should create some type of event for all transgenders, male and female, to compete against one another, and everyone that wants to go there and support them and love on them and celebrate their success, I think that is a fantastic idea. However, when it comes to high school sports or any other sports in that matter, I strongly, and I think the majority of Americans who have logic and common sense would agree with this statement, it is not right for biological men to completely go into women's and girls' sports and completely dominate them. It's not right. I don't care how you spin it. And for you to be in the Marine Corps, to take that stance, you have every right to feel how you feel, but man, I just don't think it's integrous. And as a Marine, you should know better.